Bravo League free agency opens tomorrow. The Delta draft is complete. And membership is only open for 52 more days. All this and more in 20 seconds. Hey, fellow fanatics, welcome to the Fanatically Real broadcast sponsored by Football, Darts, and Fantasy Sports Alliance. I hope everybody had a good Wednesday hump day. I know my day was a little stressful as I'm going into a new Army position, which will be my 4th position in 15 months and my 6th different office space. So today was a bit stressful. So if tonight's show is a little off, you'll understand a little bit why. Who's out there with us right now? Damian Scott, Damian Gratz, MJ's on with us. That hat is fire. I know, isn't it though? I hope you all like the outfit of the show tonight. You'll find out in a little bit why we got this on tonight. Let's talk about football darts. First, we'd like to thank our broadcast sponsor, Football Darts. Football Darts is a dart game that combines the skill of traditional darts with the strategies of American football. This innovative dart game is played on a uniquely designed multiple target dartboard. Unlike traditional British darts, American football darts is a game that combines both the skill of darts and the strategies of football. It can be played in sports bars, at tailgate events, as league tournaments, or as a leisure activity in the comfort of your home. If you would like to check out their officially licensed collegiate dartboards, go to footballdarts.com. Let's see what else is being said out there. Athena's on. Hey, Athena, how are you? I hope everybody is well out there tonight. Super stressful day, and tomorrow isn't going to get any easier. Really looking forward to that, said no one ever. Let's move over to the Empty Wagon Fantasy Football Podcast. They say an empty wagon makes a lot of noise. Listen to our partners, Josh, Eric, and Brad, talk fantasy football on their podcast, the Empty Wagon Fantasy Football Podcast. They are your one-stop shop for fantasy football information and news. The guys talk rankings, projections with a whole lot of humor. This week we got Eric back with the rest of the boys, and this week's show was titled Surprise, Surprise. The guys first broke down their draft picks in a dynasty league that they all play in together, and then they listed players that they thought would surprise folks this year. It was a really good listen. If you did not get a chance to listen to this show this week, make sure you go out and listen to it and follow them on all of their social media and on their website. You see them right there at Empty Wagon Fantasy, at Empty Wagon FF, and then www.emptywagonff.com. If you like this show tonight, you see all of our social media links there at the bottom. Please go and follow all of those. We are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're on the YouTube. Make sure you go out and follow us, like, and subscribe on all of those things for us. I would appreciate it. Delta Draft did finish this morning. Very interesting draft. Damien, either one of the Damians, if you guys want to say anything about it, especially Damian Scott. Very interesting draft. As you can see that I'm supporting my Delta Dynasty team with all of my new gear that I got on tonight. The New York, New Jersey Hitmen. Hopefully you do like it. Damien already said that it was fire. Appreciate that, brother. Thank you very much. One of the things that we talked about at the top of the show was free agency. Kevin on with us as well. Kevin, how are you? The other New York, New Jersey team. However, I am the better New York, New Jersey team in Delta. Thank you very much. We did mention at the top of the show that we are going to open up free agency. Now, this free agency is only being opened to Bravo at the moment because Alpha hasn't completely committed whether they want it opened yet or not. And we haven't reached out to Charlie yet because we still owe Charlie a few more things before we do that. We're going to talk about that towards the end of the show. So let me tell you what the free agency in Bravo looks like and what happened with all of that. So we did put a poll out there about 2 weeks ago and asked Alpha and Bravo if they wanted to open up free agency. Bravo was 8-0 in favor of yes, but we wanted to make sure all of the members of Bravo knew that we were going to be doing that before we opened it up. I think everybody is aware now. So what we needed to do was pick a spot on the calendar to make it make sense. And then I wanted to make sure that we announced it on the show tonight before we sent the email out to everybody, letting Bravo know that we are opening free agency. Now, I had to play around with the settings a little bit today, and when I went in, I realized that 2 of the teams in Bravo have already been putting in waiver wire moves. And I needed to make sure that the slate was even for everybody. So with commissioner controls, I was able to go in and wipe out all of the transactions for those 2 teams that were in there. I was able to shut off the add and drops for all of the teams so nobody can get ahead of anybody else. I am going to turn that back on at 6:30 tomorrow morning. 6:30 East Coast time. The ability to add and drop in Bravo Dynasty Fantasy Football League will be open. Now, that just means that you are putting your bids in with your free agent acquisition budget because, waiting for live video. So the free agent acquisition budget, you will be using that starting tomorrow at 6:30 in the morning. The transactions are going to process at 1 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday. So once the transactions are put in, remember that you have to spend at least $1 a fab to be able to put any transactions in. If you and another general manager put the same amount in for the same player, it is going to go to the person who put the free agent, what do I want to call it? I guess free agent acquisition in. The person that does that is going to get it first, which is why I needed to wipe everybody clean tonight before we started that. Bill the third on with us as well. Bill, how are you? So tomorrow, 6:30 in the morning for Bravo, I will turn on all of the add and drop features again, and then those waivers that you are putting in starting tomorrow morning will run at 1 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday of next week. Please let me know if you have any questions about that right now. Now, where I'm waiting for Alpha to respond to let us know if we're going to open it up for them, and then we'll do the same thing for Charlie and Delta here very, very soon now that Delta is done. But I also owe the draft analysis for Charlie, and I'm going to try to get that up this weekend. Myself and Chris Simpson collabed on that to make sure that we can get that up, and I've been dragging my feet a little bit on my part, so I will make sure that that gets done this weekend and we get it put up just like it is in Alpha and Bravo. Speaking of all of that, let's talk about a little bit of membership. But before we get into membership, I have something for you all to watch. 1 minute, stick with me.
Play fair, play to win. Play QB54.
Ross says he is Sleepy Ross here right now. Congratulations to Ross Norris and his wife and new baby to the family. Congratulations, Ross, on your new baby boy. Baby was born 2 days ago, correct? And how are baby and mama doing? I know there was some scare with sugar levels on baby. And want to make sure everything is going okay with everybody. And do you expect a release from the hospital sometime soon? Chris Simpson says, still need updating too. Okay, Chris. So Chris still needs to do some work on the Charlie draft as well. So good, Chris. Maybe we get a chance to work on that together this weekend and be able to get that up. So why do we show the QB54 commercial for you all? In case you weren't here last week, we announced that we are starting a new league called the QB54 Arm and Leg League that involves just quarterbacks and kickers. As of right now, we have 14 members signed up for that. I'm a little bit concerned with only having 14 members. Was really hoping that we would have more than that. And I hate to say it, I'm contemplating maybe thinking that we might have to squash the Arm and Leg League if we don't get more people. Ross and I talked about it a little bit tonight. and today, and I don't know what that's going to look like here in the next couple of days. As of today was the last day that we were going to be able to get an early bird special on purchasing the league, but I don't want to completely squash the concept and the idea of the league. I would like to try to get more people signed up. I'm willing to absolutely eat the cost out of FSA funds to try to get this league up and going, especially with the great QB54 prize at the end of it for whoever wins the league. So if you haven't signed up yet and you're thinking about it, please go out and sign up for it. If you're not going to sign up but have other friends out there who might want to sign up, please invite them over to the QB54 Arm and Leg League. All is well. You're home with all 5 kids, all other 5 kids. Congratulations, man. No, we're good on Alpha, Chris. We're not going to do anything else on Alpha as it is now. I think we just ended up doing the first 5 rounds. That's all we're going to do on Alpha Bravo. We'll do the same thing with Charlie, just the first 5 rounds. Brian Lewis says, still want 5th round analysis for Charlie for me. I let that slip. Brian, yeah, if you would love to. I think the last thing Chris and I had on there was I was doing all of round 1. That's what you mean, Chris. Thank you. I will update that. Thank you. I'll add that to my to-do list this weekend. So, Chris, when we mentioned it a couple weeks ago that he was moving his team out of Las Vegas and going up to as the Fargo Freeze even in the Alpha League. Thank you for that, man. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, I'll add that to my to-do list. Brian's going to do the 5th round all by himself. I think I did the 1st round all by myself, and then I think Chris and I were going to do every other pick for rounds 2, 3, and 4. So we'll have to verify that. But either way, we will work on that this weekend and get that up there. Kevin, I appreciate it. You said you think it's only been a week. You think you'll crush the Arm and Leg League. Yeah, I'm really trying to decide on what is the pull the trigger point at that, and when we decide that it's just not going to be what we thought it was going to be, but every day that we push that to the right is another dollar amount that gets added on by the MFL website. So we'll have to figure out what that's going to look like. But like I said, I'm willing to try to make this thing work. When Ross came up with the idea and presented it to me 2 years ago, I thought it was a great idea, and this is why I wanted to pursue this one out of all of the other leagues that I had on my list of the 43 different types of leagues. I really wanted to do the Arm and Leg League, so we just got to keep pushing it, I guess, and we'll cross that bridge when it comes to it as far as the money for sign-up fees. Let's see, Chris has been wanting to ask, but didn't want to push you. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate it. No, keep pushing me, man. You know you have to do that sometimes. I will get around to it. It's too easy of a transition. I just got to sit down long enough to do it. Damien has been really, really good about pushing the QB54 Arm and Leg League. I even published something again, I think yesterday, maybe even today, and I've been pushing it on the chat rooms that Ross and I are in together, but we haven't even got a little bit of a nibble or a bite from those. So I'm hoping that once we get closer, maybe it will get more bites on it. But we're talking about the QB54 Arm and Leg League now, but don't forget about our redraft league either. We are only what did I say at the top of the show? Let me go back up here. 52 days away from closing out membership for everything for the year. We have 44 spots remaining in the redraft league. So it means we basically got to get one person to sign up per day from now all the way till then to make sure that we fill it for our 96. So if you're out there right now and you're watching this, or you're watching this on a replay and you have not signed up for the redraft league, especially if you're a regular player with us, make sure you go out and sign up for the redraft league for 2020. Yeah, that's a big one, especially when we have a lot of kicker haters in the FSA group as it is right now, between the Dynasty people and Chris Simpson, of course, who doesn't like the kickers. We definitely got to get people interested in kickers again. I was kind of thinking that the scoring system might do that for some people. If you're actually out there as one of the 14 that are already members on the Arm and Leg League, and you go out and look at the player rankings from that, you get to see how many kickers under that scoring system fall into that top 10, top 12, top 14 area. So it really makes you decide, especially when you're in that mid-first round, do I want to take a quarterback or do I want to take a kicker? It really does make it have a lot of parity in there. So go out and look at that. So don't forget the redraft league. And also, don't forget the Arm and Leg League. Arm and Leg League will not cost you an arm and leg. It is only $10 to enter, and you get that great QB54 gift at the end. So make sure you go take a peek at that. We do have one piece of NFL news for you all tonight. So Dalvin Cook, running back for the Minnesota Vikings, has announced, this was on Monday that he announced this, that he intends to exercise a holdout from team activities until he receives a reasonable extension. I saw yesterday that he thinks a reasonable extension, dollar amount wise, equals pretty close to what Christian McCaffrey is making right now. He is heading into his final year of his rookie deal, in which he will play under a $1.3 million salary if he's not extended. He says he will not be showing up for camp or beyond until the Vikings offer him an extension. This means Cook could tentatively carry his holdout into the regular season should it come to that. And if he's looking for CMC type money, Dalvin, I wish you good luck. We've seen that's happened to a couple of other running backs in the league when they've decided to flex like that, and teams are not playing around. They just won't pay you for the year, and you'll sit out for the year if you're not getting the money that you want. Sorry for you. So in the Delta League, we had a team that drafted the backup to Dalvin Cook a couple of rounds before that announcement, and now they look like an absolute genius. And I have a funny feeling, without saying too much, that if we opened up free agency to a couple of other leagues, I bet you he's one of the biggest pushes right now in free agency. So I did say I've got a couple due-outs for you. Chris Simpson, thank you for reminding me about the Las Vegas Outlaws moving to Fargo Freeze in the Alpha League. Have to do that. We have to get the Charlie draft analysis out there. I would like to send out polls again for the Alpha League to figure out where we're at as far as free agency goes, and then do the same thing for Charlie and Delta. Now that I have the knowledge of how to close everybody's add and drops off, open it up all at the same time, and know how to do it with the free agent acquisition budget and on the calendar, I will be better off doing it for Alpha, Charlie, and Delta now if they decide that they want to do it. He has no leverage. Madison has proven to be able to do enough to cover his role, and the Vikings don't have enough money to do it. Both are very good points between Damian and Kevin. You're absolutely right. They're not going to be able to pay him. They have a serviceable running back that's there right now. He is really hurting himself by doing this. I don't know if his agent is telling him the same thing or not, but they should be. So for those that are already paid in the redraft league that do not have logos created for them yet, I also owe you that. That is a due out I got to get with. I think it's about 4 teams that are out there right now to find out what would you like your logo to be and your team name to be, so we can start working on that for the redraft. And then also the squad locker stores for all of those teams that are new in the redraft and all of those people who would like to have gear for their dynasty teams, their defunct dynasty teams, just like this, in case you can't go out and get something out on the market like what I did on eBay a couple of weeks ago to make sure that this was in here in time for the show. We will do that on Squad Locker for you as well. What I'll do is I'll reach out and I'll ask if anybody would like to do that. I have a funny feeling that a lot of you will want to, even the teams that have brands that were more created in-house based on defunct teams that are no longer in existence, kind of like the Brooklyn Lions, the Dayton Triangles, and a couple of those Pottsville Maroons, teams like that I think will probably want that Ohio Glory maybe even. So we'll see what that looks like if we can try to set up Squad Locker stores for you all. Don't forget, we do have a YouTube channel. We are still trying to get above our 47 subscribers that we have right now. We would love to be able to move this show over onto YouTube, hopefully with less issues. And then the only way that we can do that is if we have 100 subscribers, and that also gives us a custom YouTube channel name. So if you're out there tonight and you're not already following us on YouTube, you don't even have to set up the alerts for you to be alerted that we have a new video out there. Just go over and subscribe for us. Just the number of subscribers would help us out substantially. But that being said, we did finally get the edit of the Bravo draft selection show done. I did my part of it. I passed it over to Brandon. He put his part up. Brandon, thank you for all that you do. And he got that up. So that is the next video that's up there. I know we're dragging a little bit behind on getting our videos up there, but Brandon wanted to make sure that we put them out them out there in order, and that relied on me getting some of the editing done on my side for the Bravo Draft Selection Show. It is there now if you would like to go out and watch that. All of the shenanigans that happened with all of us getting kicked off and everything like that and having to go back and figure out where it was at, all of that's been edited out. So what you get to see is a very clean version now of the Draft Selection Show. So please go back out and watch that. Also, we have rethought our process of how we're going to do the live shows, them not saving on Facebook anymore, but also or having them save on YouTube instead. We are going to do the lives here still now, unless we get our 100 followers on YouTube and do our lives there. But we will be keeping the videos up in both spots. I figure it is better to have more than less. So the strategy has changed a little bit. So watch it here live or on YouTube live if we get a chance to make that transition. But you'll be able to watch the replay of them on either one of the platforms. Also, don't forget to follow us on all of our social medias. You can see them right down there. All of our things right there. Make sure you go follow all of those. And if you were wondering what the YouTube handle is right now, without going out and doing all of the gobbledygook that is out there for it right now, just type in Fantasy Sports Alliance and you will find us. So what does next week's broadcast look like? We're done with all of the dynasty drafts. There will not be an Echo League, even though people asked for it this week. We are done with the dynasties. We will not be creating any more brand new leagues, so no additional leagues on top of the redraft and the arm and leg league for the 2020 season. So right now we are going to be focused on getting members for the redraft league, the 44 remaining spots, and more people into the QB54 arm and leg league. And we will be back at our regularly scheduled time slot next Wednesday at 8:30 East Coast time, p.m. Yeah. So, before we go off for the night, let me know if you have any questions. Bill says he still can't figure out how to sign up for Arm & Leg. Bill, I will send you the link directly after this. You can go to any of the other league sites. I think in this case, probably the only site that we have the Join Today button still left on it is the Redraft League, however. So if you type in www.fsa-fr.com, just like you see right there, if you type in that URL, it will take you to the website. You will search for that blue Join Today icon, click on it, and we have added the QB54 Arm and Leg League as an option for you to be able to sign up right there. And that is how you sign up. Once I get the confirmation that you have signed up, just like with any of the other leagues, I will add you to the league and you will receive an email from it. And then the one thing that we would need from you, what we are using is for your icons or your avatars for your teams this year, for that league in particular, is who your favorite quarterback or kicker of all time is. And we were using that. And then team names are just going to be your first name and last initial. So in your case, Bill M. And then nothing else fancier outside of that. I just saw in a text message on GroupMe that Louis is online. I don't know if he's only in the GroupMe group or if he is online live with us now. Louis, if you're there, hello. I will send an email out to the Bravo League immediately after we get done with the show tonight. Wrapping up, would like to thank all of our sponsors, starting off with the Cranky Veteran Candle Company. So we ordered, in the family, we ordered some of their melts earlier this week. And we got them in, and we started burning them around the house. And I wrote Ryan, him and his wife Deb that run Cranky Veteran Candle Company. And my comment was to him, I love the smell of semen, and I can't believe that I just said that. And when I say semen, S-E-A-M-A-N, because Ryan likes to use a lot of military terms with it. I will tell you, it is an amazing smell. MJ will probably attest to some of the other smells that's out there because we've opened up the containers and smelled all of the rest of them. But so far, we've only burnt the semen. I still can't believe I'm saying that. And it smells amazing. So if you haven't got a chance to go out and check out their candle company and their melts, make sure you go out and look up Cranky Veteran Candle Company. They are one of our new bowl sponsors for the year, and their stuff is amazing. So make sure you go check that out. QB54 Thank you again for allowing us to be an ambassador of your brand, and thank you for sponsoring our QB54 Arm and Leg League for the year. Finger Lakes Mercantile and Brandon Gums. Not only thank you for being a bowl sponsor for us for this year, but thank you for always editing these crazy broadcasts that we do here every week. Nature Coast Tailgating, thank you for being the sponsor for our World Championship Bowl game this year by giving a full set of cornhole boards and custom bags to our winner. Southern Siren Sugar Scrum, MJ, I know you're out there right now. Thank you for sponsoring one of our bowl games this year. MJ is expanding her line of products every single week. She will reach out to you all probably across all of the GroupMe chats and let you know what she's got working on at that moment and any new scents or flavors that she's working on and any new products. Football Darts, our broadcast sponsor, and Jonathan Davies, thank you very much for sponsoring this broadcast. Deep South Creations in Brandon, thank you for being a bowl sponsor this year as well. We haven't decided what Brandon is going to give away for the prize for his bowl game, but he is on board to be one of our sponsors. And of course, thank you to the Recast, who are the official music of the FSA, and you get to hear one of the snippets of one of their songs at the beginning of every one of the broadcasts. And I think that is it for the night. Thank you for watching the Fanatically Real broadcast, sponsored by Football Darts and Fantasy Sports Alliance. If you like the show tonight, make sure that you like, subscribe, follow us on all of those things. Make sure you definitely go out on the YouTube channel and subscribe to us out there, please. You can shut the alerts off if you want. You don't need to know when we put a video out, but we really would like your subscription out there. And we will be back next Wednesday on the 17th. And hopefully we'll have a couple good topics for you as we're starting to wind down all of our drafts. Maybe NFL news will start opening back up. We'll have something for you, I promise. We won't go without. Louis says, on. Good, you are here. You came on right at the end. Louis, make sure you go back and watch a replay of this as we talk about what's going on with the Bravo free agency. But I am going to send an email out to you all here in just a second that reference the same thing. In case you did not know what it looked like, this is what it looks like whenever you like and subscribe and alert to channels. You don't have to do the last part if you don't want to. We will be back next week. Thank you all for watching the broadcast tonight, and we will see you next week.